Ah, you've come. There are but 2 contestants in summer, sweltering heat and brave adventurers, and the Moonfire Faire cannot well begin in earnest until both have arrived. The sweat on my brow and your cocksure stride tell me they are finally that time is here. But first it seems we have an uninvited guest on the shores of Costa del Sol that is causing chaos and alarm among our celebrations. If reports from the Fishermen's Guild are to be believed, a gargantuan man-eating shark has been terrorizing the coast, gnashing its teeth and threatening to devour revelers whole. Needless to say, this has put something of a damper on an otherwise rousing event. For a mercy, no one has yet come to harm, but I fear it is only a matter of time before the shark must sate its appetite. We must nip this problem in the bud before tragedy strikes. While the members of our committee are doing their utmost to find a solution, a pair of capable hands could only speed things along. Herr Mega, Chief Chaperone of the festivities, is standing by in Costa del Sol, eager to greet any potential volunteers. Okay, off to Costa del Sol. Well, the savior of summer has arrived. I was afraid we'd have to pack up for safer shores, but now that the true apex predator has arrived, I believe we can stay readily put. Although I've yet to see it with my own eyes, there have been disturbing reports of an enormous shark lurking in the waters nearby. The Adventurers Guild takes these reports seriously. Our guest safety comes first and foremost. Culling fiends is our bread and butter, and now it's time to show our mettle. Master Jijaruji means to protect his stake in the festival as well, and as we speak is assembling an elite team of shark hunters. They should be here soon, but I'd appreciate if you'd keep lookout with me in the meantime. 2 pairs of eyes are better than 1 after all. Shark! Shark! Run for your lives! Hey, wait just a bleeding minute. You don't mean to face the beast all by your lonesome, do you? I'm not exactly dressed for combat here. I've fried bigger fish than this before. Bigger fish? Then let's hope this one's mother isn't nearby. Stay your weapon. Reckless heroics will only serve to incite the monster. Well, looks like you'll have to share the glory today. The certified shark hunters are here. Bracy, at your service. In years past, the Cascadiers were formed to quench the Bombard's fiery rage, and in that same spirit, the Bombardiers have assembled to send this new threat back to the depths. We will see safety return to our beaches. Bago has been recruited to lend his expertise. Knowledge, skill, expertise. Bago knows a thing or 2 about explosions. The Bombardiers, eh? I wish the guild would have mentioned that they were handing over the torch. But the guild wasn't involved in our inception. The Bombardiers owe their existence solely to Master Jijaruju. He could not afford to wait for someone else's solution, but he could afford to make his own. This shark is unlike any I've seen in my long years of research. Judging from my analysis of its movements and behaviors, it means to leave its watery home and encroach upon these very shores. Why the hells would it do that? That much remains a mystery. The beast's final destination is impossible to discern, but we would be fools to let it run amok. However, it seems to have no interest in attacking us. Yet if we were to engage it directly, however, it may gain a taste for blood, and there is no telling how many innocent lives would be lost before its appetite was sated. If we're to coax it back whence it came, it must be done without spilling blood. And that is where our kobold friend comes in. In exchange for some rare chemical supplies, he has offered to share with us his clan's method for creating the selfsame bombs which so often threatened our realm in summers past. Yes, Bago treats his bombs most lovingly, most protectively, but Bago loves shiny materials just as much. Materials which were promised, sworn, pledged, promised, To create a bomb that will become a breathtaking explosion is an art. One must pamper it as they would one's own child. Kobold keeps their secrets close, but Bago is generous, giving kind generous. Yes indeed, thanks to Bago's cooperation we have managed to create our own bombards, which should explode with enough force to disabuse this shark of any notions of coming further inland. Have you lost your bloody minds? The realm almost burned on account of those demons, and now you're using them as toys? We must use the knowledge gleaned from conflicts past to see us safely through those to come. Don't you agree, adventurer? If you would offer your aid to our cause, me and the other bombardiers would gladly welcome you among our ranks. Splendid. Any adventurer brave enough to draw their weapons against such an overwhelming foe is sure to be a formidable ally. Our operation will begin soon. Speak with me when you are ready. Greetings. I take it your preparations are complete? Then let's get right to it. The first obstacle we had to overcome was the matter of how to manipulate the bombard without also putting ourselves in danger, and for that we once again found inspiration in bygone days. Perhaps you have heard of the bomb dance. It is a tradition that originated in the Far East. Performed during the summer, it is also said to have the power to influence the bombards themselves. I asked Bago if his creations could be trained to respond to the movements and rhythm of such a dance. He assured me most emphatically that they could, and considering the nature of the threat before us, suggested we use a dance even more explosive than the bomb dance. Jiriri put forth one of her favorites, traditional steps performed by the Lalafels of the Southern Isles, Jiriri if you will. Of course, if it pleases you, allow me to perform the flame dance, taught to me by my grandmother. Jiriri tells me the dance's purpose is twofold. Not only did it spur the warriors of the Isles to action, but it was said to mollify the savage spirits slumbering within the volcanic mountains overshadowing the villages. Amazing, astounding, amazing. Such powerful movements would set the iciest hearts ablaze. Bago shudders to think how it might inflame his little bombs. Considering the complexity of the steps, it may behoove you to first practice with a smaller specimen. It would be a shame if our noble endeavor was cut short by a premature detonation. When again the shark emerges to wreak havoc, we will send forth one of our bombards. Their flames will need some encouragement at first, so dance thusly to enkindle them. Continue the dance and the bombard will be set ablaze, hopefully making it a match for the shark. If the creature's flames should begin to fade, however, then perform these steps to restore their vibrancy. As simple as that, and now we play the waiting game. Stay vigilant, and the moment you see even a fin emerge from the waters, brace yourself and we shall begin at once. There is much at stake, but I believe we are more than up for the task. Join the fate Bombard vs. Shark, which will appear in the southeastern region of the fairgrounds, and make careful use of the flame dance to lead the Bombard to victory over the shark. Pay close attention to the Bombard's health and use both forms of the flame dance to empower it to drive its foe back to the ocean floor. The steps may seem intimidating at first, but I'm certain you'll master them in no time at all. You'll have to if we're to have any hope of salvaging summer. You crazy bastards really went and did it. You put on a show I could see from here, and with a burning passion I could feel right down to the cockles of my heart. We could not have done it without Nina. I dare say the bombardiers have not only carried the torch of their predecessor, but have set it ablaze with a flame that will burn forevermore. Bago's bomb went forth with such courage, such grace. Bago must work day and night to make another that will outshine her blaze of glory. I don't know about all that, but it's plain to see that your efforts have brought peace back to the shores of Costa del Sol. Seems we won't be canceling this year's Moonfire Faire after all. And yet, there are many questions left unanswered. How did that shark develop legs and hands, and for what purpose did it come ashore? Ah, shark! It's adorable. 1,000 apologies, lass. Didn't mean to give you such a fright. This little bugger can scurry off quicker than a chocobo when it gets a mind to. Captain FFXIV, what brings you here, and what brings that? My little friend here roams wheresoever the wind carries him. Isn't he just the cutest? A face you could kiss. If it weren't covered in scales, that is. And he's got the heart of an adventurer. He flopped onto the deck of the Endeavour during one of our ocean fishing voyages, and it was love at first sight. We've been fast friends ever since. I could ask for no better a shipmate on the high seas, and I reckon the feeling is mutual. Well then, I'd best head back to the ship. The navigator waits for no man or shark. You don't think, what if that big fish was here looking for that little fish? Quite impossible. What would be the chances of that? Besides, even if that were the case, that tiny critter seems to be quite content at Captain FFXIV's side. I suppose it matters not. By our deeds the Moonfire Faire has been saved, and we can return to the festivities. So bright, so violent, Bago's little bomb. Bago will never forget you. Yes, you should rightly be proud of her contribution. Any road, I should report back to Master Jejuruju at once. Doubtless he will jump with joy at the news of our victory. Everything's wrapped up in a neat little package, eh? In no way these unresolved questions will come back and bite us in the arse. Well, if they do, I hope you can remember the steps to that dance. And you get the flame dance emote for completion. Now that's more like it. People frolicking on the sand, dancing their hearts out, and not a single fin in sight. Excellent job scaring away that man-eating shark friend, although I suppose we didn't actually witness it eating anything, man or otherwise. Any road, I reckon as long as we have those bombards at our disposal, we can breathe easy for the time being. By the way, Master Jejuruju sends his regards. Seems he's quite eager to learn more about that flame dance and has given you the honor of the audience. Might be best to go speak with him now. He's not known for enjoying waiting around. The woman of the hour arrives at last. Jariri was just now regaling me the tale of your bravery and grace, a tale which I now see contains no exaggerations. Anyone in Costa del Sol, myself included, owes you a debt of gratitude. I understand it was quite the display. Indeed, Nino would have been right at home dancing along with my grandmother. She guided the bombard to an effortless victory over that vicious beast. Ah yes, the dance, a most curious thing. Jariri has been serving me for longer than I can remember, yet I have just recently learned of it. How long have you been keeping this a secret? I had only ever viewed it as a provincial tradition, not something that would pique your refined sensibilities, and certainly not something on which lives would hinge. My grandmother told me that the flame dance began as a way to quell the fiery rage of the goddess who slumbered in the mountains of the southern isles. It served not only as a form of protection. Over time, new steps were added to stoke the spirits of warriors soon to depart for battle. Given those origins, it seemed the perfect fit for this unique problem we faced. Grace meets tradition. I dare say it embodies the spirit of Costa del Sol. You simply must perform it for me, perhaps along with some other dancers. Yes, yes, with the graceful and lithe ones. I should very much like to see them swaying back and forth. It seems Master Jejeruju has a keen interest in the flame dance. I suppose it would be only fitting to let you do the honors. Rest assured your services will be well compensated. Will you oblige us? Excellent. In that case, I shall see to the necessary preparations at once. In the meantime, recruit as many dancers as are willing, and I'm sure in no time we'll have an entourage that will please this most demanding of audiences. And I see the summer brings yet another constant. When I heard you had arrived, I knew we had nothing to worry about. I would like to thank you personally for your efforts in driving that beastly predator back to the depths. It reminds me of my days with the Cascadiers when we beat the Bombards back by the skin of our teeth. What a reversal that this year our former foes would play a part in our salvation. Say again, you want to teach me this flame dance? Well, I suppose as one of the chaperones of the festivities, I should know the steps by which they were saved. Wouldn't you agree, Bedoyfin? Now that's a dance, graceful yet powerful, refined yet torrid. It is a summer embodied. Its simplicity belies the power of its emotions. I must admit I'm somewhat hesitant to perform such a dance in front of Master Jejeruju, but as long as I'm not alone, I'm sure I'll overcome my stage fright. But first, we must practice. Ah, Nina, good to see you. I've heard the stories of your battle with the shark. I wish we had been there to cheer you on. Did you hear that? She's teaching the dance to one and all. It doesn't matter if we miss the epic battle. We can scare the shark off ourselves next time it shows its moss-afflicted snout. Did you see that? Did you? I think I've memorized it. Oh, I dare another overgrown fish to try and ruin our fun. Stay here while I practice. Wait, hold on. Oh, it's you. I heard tell you put on a performance so fiery it scared away a shark as large as a house. Master Jejeruju wishes us to learn this dance. Of course, it would be our pleasure. It may very well come in handy the next time he's in one of his moods. My word, the steps are most elegant in their simplicity, but the movements are as fierce as a raging inferno. Truly, it is a dance for the season. Now everyone, let's practice until we get it right. Master Jejeruju will accept nothing less than perfection. I never imagined so many would be so eager to learn the flame dance. Thank you. Oops. While even a single dancer can make a strong impression, compared to a group performing in unison, they are as a candle before a blazing bonfire. I've arranged matching attire for each of you, that your fire might burn ever brighter. Once you've dressed for the occasion, meet us on the beach and we shall usher in the arrival of peace in the Moonfire Faire. Finally, the moment is at hand. I play this dance is as every bit as invigorating as I've been led to believe. Through the power of dance, you have restored peace and quietude to the shores of Costa del Sol. If aught appears to threaten this hard-won serenity once more, use the flame dance to send the menace scurrying back to its lair. You may now purchase wares from the Moonfire Faire vendor, participate in the fete appearing in the southeastern region of the fairgrounds to earn vouchers that can be exchanged for goods. Now I can go over and talk to the vendor. So from the vendor, you get the entire Summer Flames outfit. Obviously, I can't show you what the hat looks like because I'm a bun. But here is the top. It's basically a little tied-on crop top. You have the bracelets. You have a summer skirt, and you have the simple standard looking sandals. And you can also get a water bomb stand, which is a housing item. It's an outdoor furnishing. And you can get the Storm, Flame, Serpent, Tracers, the Lamensin Sparkler, Gridanian, Oldan Sparkler, the Bombard Bloom, and the Pinwheel. All of which are just little firework things that you throw up in the air. They don't really do anything. They're consumables. And you get 15 fair vouchers just from doing the quest. The other vouchers you get for doing the fate, which is repeatable. And in total, you would need 30 vouchers to get the entire outfit along with the outdoor furnishing.